Here they come, the second wave of Scourges of the Sea in Civ 7's Tides of Power. And they have a new set of special abilities that will probably have us strategizing in unfamiliar ways for a while. I'm going to give you my first impressions, even though I don't know how well they'll hold up once we finally get our hands on these guys. I'm not going to go through all their details, but just do an overview, which works in this case because the civs are both pretty cohesive. But I'll start with an overview of Sayyida Al Hurra. She was a Moroccan leader who cozied up to European leaders as well as to the Barbary corsairs. She didn't play favorites. It's no surprise then that she's a militaristic diplomatic leader. Her unique ability is to receive a naval unit every time she completes an espionage action. And the naval units that get stationed on a district provide increased culture and increased influence per age. Both pretty good bonuses, really. And then on top of that, there's no influence penalty for her espionage being revealed, and opponents can't use counter-spy against her. All in all, that hangs together pretty well. I liked what I saw of this earlier, and I still like it as we're going over it again. And these are, as I've said previously in my video on fun militaristic types, a cool set of advantages. Generating ships from espionage and also getting culture and influence from that if the ships are stationed on a district is neat. It's limited by that district factor, but it will encourage more players to focus on coastal districts while they have her as their leader, right? And the lack of a penalty for espionage is a nice side bonus, as is the ability to avoid being counter-spied on. All in all, she gets a free pass diplomatically, and if you have the right settlements in the right places, she could be very good. And I'm a sucker for a diplomacy-heavy game, so I'm looking forward to playing her. One thing I will note is that she and both of the civs that we have are militaristic in nature. In fact, starting with Crossroads DLC, 5 of the 6 leaders have had a militaristic designation, with Ada Lovelace being the only exception. But there are strong elements pulling these latest builds in other directions as well. For Sayyida, it's diplomacy, obviously, and for the 2 civs, it's actually culture. We see the balancing act with Iceland and its Vikings. And I'm glad this build emphasizes the cultural elements of the civ, much like the science side of the Assyrians. For example, its unique ability is to receive culture when it discovers a distant land's natural wonder. Meanwhile, though, missionaries cost more, so that hurts on the culture end. But Iceland receives a relic every time it masters a civic, so who needs missionaries? And producing naval units yields culture. I even like that kilns, yeah, you heard me, kilns get some action here by yielding gold for every settlement with one. Kilns have been underappreciated until now. I'm a kiln fan. Does that make sense? And there's a cultural and production adjacency with volcanoes and natural wonders. Then a hit of culture from coastal raiding. Oh, yeah. So there's, in case you didn't know, a lot of raiding and pillaging. There are naval bonuses in terms of movement and healing, as one might expect for the Vikings. And the special naval unit grants science for its coastal raids. But what really highlights the synergy between military and culture is Iceland's associated wonder, Reykjavík, which grants culture and has relic slots. But it also grants increased production towards military units in the city where it's built for every great work in that city. Then there are the saga heroes, the great people for Iceland, who grant culture, commander abilities, relics, proselytization, and other bonuses. The limitation I see is in spreading religion with missionaries costing more, like I said. Iceland makes up for this by having alternative means of spreading religion, so it's not out of the culture race in exploration. I think it needs a few runs to see how it shakes out. Then we have the Ottomans. They have a different relationship with culture, but they are just as terrifying to see coming as are the Vikings. The first thing I'll note is something I might be wrong about, and that is the Ottomans seem to be the only modern civ with two settlement cap bumps. I just went through the modern civs a couple of videos ago, and I don't think any of them had the double cap increase. So that gives these guys an advantage out of the gate, and militarily speaking. But there's a strong cultural component. Their special ability generates an artifact whenever an opponent excavates an artifact in Ottoman territory. Meanwhile, infantry and naval units receive increased combat strength when attacking. So you have, once again, culture and the military side by side here, even if the Ottomans are more ground-based than the Icelanders. The military advantage I like most from them is the tradition that lets their damaged land units fight as if they were at full strength. I think that's got to be a confidence booster when you see their health bars going down. Another thing that sets the Ottomans apart from the Icelanders is happiness. There's a culture-happiness relationship related to great works, for example, and they each offer adjacencies with gold and science in turn. Their associated wonder yields increased culture and gold for every wonder in the settlement, and the amounts go up the older each wonder is, and by that I mean the age that it's from. So antiquity wonders are worth more, for example. Aside from the numerous military and culture bonuses, I'll admit I'm puzzled by the artifact's special ability. When the artifact is generated, does that mean the Ottomans claim it? And when the devs offer a tip on how to play the civ, they suggest capturing an artifact site in someone else's territory, and that site will count for their unique ability. I think, again, I need to see this in action to make sure I understand it. Does this mean the Ottomans can't lose artifacts in their own territory? I mean, that in itself is good. All in all, both of these civs look interesting. I can't tell yet where I would put them in comparison to other civs of their eras, but it's nice to see another pillaging civ, although we really need one in antiquity as well. And I like that the Ottomans offer happiness bonuses, giving some smile competition to a civ like the French Empire in the modern age. There are aspects of both civs that I want to try out. I think they'll be more popular than Tonga and maybe even the Republic of Pirates. But I suspect I will find that previous combo hard to beat, based on what I've played and read so far. If it turns out I'm wrong, I'll let you know. And if I'm being honest, I'm looking most forward to trying out Sayyida's diplomacy naval ability. While she has a militaristic side, obviously, with that growing navy, I think she can run a strong diplomatic game and churn out some decent seaside yields. I'm sure pretty much everyone will disagree with me on this one. I mean, Vikings and Ottomans all at once, what's not to love? If you have a militaristic bent, these civs might be the best candy in the candy store. And I do like them, despite some things I need to clarify for myself. My first guess is I'm going to like Iceland a little more than the Ottomans, but we'll see about that. When I get a chance to play both of them, I'll let you know where I would place them in terms of other civs from their ages. And I hope that the Ottomans might even bring more players into the modern era. You can be sure you'll see some theories tested on this channel soon. For now, if you liked what you've seen or heard, drop a like or a subscribe down below. This has been Civilized Raccoon, and I'll see you soon.